Shea Keithler for Maryland. It's actually DeCenso for Richmond, and Keithler will win the faceoff. Keithler is down the near side and somehow trying to keep this in. It goes out of play. Who's got it? Maryland. Keegan coming to the front. Now he's got to pass it back. Spanos around the far side. He will give it up. Up top for Urksa. Near side Whittier. Down low. It's Keegan turning. Shot deflected. And it goes into the stick of Vigu.
Maybe lull a little bit in the early part of the season offensively. Not sure who the go-to guys is or where the chemistry is being built. You saw toward the latter part of last year in the tournament, Maryland was playing its best ball offensively.
Forward near side, it's Keegan! The transfers connect to give Maryland their first goal.
That's a thing of beauty right there to have two transfers. We talk about having some of these new guys, how are they going to mesh together? And Ford, a guy that people are very high on out of Fairfield. This is a great pass to find him across the seam right here. A couple defenders reach the stick out, but that's just too much room for Keegan. Very talented player and great placement on the shot to go low.
Can they make the most of him? Far side with it, Leo Kane. A pass down low. It was a good one, but McNaney was there to cut it off.
A couple of these possessions, Tyler, and especially on that one, I think Maryland has passed on a couple times where a shot might have been there.
They've only got 10 seconds to get a shot now. Whittier. Pass is knocked down. It was intended for Keegan, and that's Hunter Smith. That's what he does. An excellent defenseman here for Richmond, wearing number 6. Up top, it's Lucas Olson. Good defense on him by Stamos. Charlie Packard. Cuts, turns, saved. McNaney got his stick up. How good has the new number 1 looked so far, Ben?
He has looked excellent, whether he's defending out of the cage to get the pass or just doing what he does best. Anything up high is McNaney's game.
Here's Sheridan. 7 goals last year for number 7. Looking for his first here. There's a shot from distance, no trouble for Logan McNaney. Pass it over to the far side. It's Urksa. Behind it goes, and now it's dropped. This is Keegan. Not much time here for Maryland. Pass in the middle. It's Whittier right at the buzzer. 2-0 Terps. What a great cut by Zach Whittier.
There wasn't much time, and when you get in those situations as a midfielder or just someone off the ball, your only option is, I got to find a way to get open off the ball. And this pass, how does it get through everybody there? And it finds Whittier, and that's an easy finish for a veteran player such as himself.
This is Lucas Slate. Gives it up for Charlie Packard. Richmond out-shooting Maryland in this game, yet they trail by 2, and that's save number 4 for McNaney.
And that's kind of indicative of why.
It's Whittier near side for Urksa. Led the team in points last season, but he also led them in turnovers. You think another year under his belt of experience is definitely going to iron that out and make him more deadly. Here's a pass up front. Daniel Kelly, 3-0.
I think Maryland's starting to find some success with the cutters. That's a couple possessions in a row now that Maryland has been able to find a way to get some of these guys open right in front of the goal. You have a very solid keeper in there for Richmond and Vigu, but if you get the ball right on the doorstep right there, these guys are going to have a really hard time stopping a play like that. Kelly, a veteran player.
Really is. He's definitely a guy who's been around this program. He's been a reserve at times, he's been a starter at times, and he's got a lot of lacrosse ahead of him this season, I'm sure. McNaney just got the stick to it, deflects it out of play. Richmond's got 25 seconds to work with. And the Spiders finally get on the board. It's O'Neill, a big hit comes, and the ball's scooped up by Schaller.
Fantastic defense behind the cage. He gets tripped up when the slide comes, and he does a great job to rotate, and he eventually squeezes back in to force that errant pass toward the end.
Bryce Ford gets taken down. Loose change scooped up by Hunter Smith. But he can't move the ball forward. It's just a war for the loose ball right now. This is a tough ground ball, and Daniel Kelly comes out of the pile with it. And that's kind of what you want if you're John Tillman to start off your season, Ben. A physical game against a team that really, really wants that defining win. There's a shot in the goal, far side, Bryce Ford. From defense to offense again for Maryland.
Now this is just a massive swing right here for the Spiders. An opportunity to get this ground ball. Who wants it? Seemingly everybody wants it on both sides. And you have a lot of contact on both sides. And Daniel Kelly, a veteran player who comes up with this ground ball. And Bryce Ford, how about this for his first goal as a Terp? That's a huge swing. Smart with the ball as well.
There's so much experience out there, even with the new guys that played a lot of college lacrosse. Down for Kelly, off the post and in. His second of the ball game, set up by Jack Dowd.
And that's just Kelly's spot right here. Dowd, weren't sure what kind of role we'd see him. That's a great pass. And Kelly, when he gets on that wing, if you give an opportunity to wind up and shoot low to low, that is where he is so dangerous.
Urksa to his left. Pass goes to the far side for Keegan. He spins, he gets space, it's Ford! It's 6-0 Maryland. As Keegan returns the favor, Ford set him up, and now he gives Ford his first goal in a Maryland uniform.
There was a lot of hype around this guy when it was announced he was coming out of the transfer portal to College Park, and that is a missile into the top right corner. Not many can stop that shot, and this Maryland offense has really started to click here in this second quarter.
So now Richmond will set things back up on the offensive end. They just have not been able to get going. That continues. Another save for McNaney. His 6th already. And you've also got two guys in Whittier and Kelly that have spent most of their time at Maryland coming off the bench. They have also had that seamless transition to be starters. Things just clicking right now for the team in white. There's another shot from the far side. It's Keegan again. It's 7-0.
It's a killer right there.
Near side. That's just physical defense on him by Kohler. Aiden O'Neill working on Shaw. The switch comes. This is the matchup Richmond wants. Their top guy on the shorty. It's O'Neill. He scores. Spiders take advantage. Must be something about this half of the field.
I guess so, but that comes as a huge sigh of relief for this Richmond team, and we just said it. Everything else can fall into place if you control the face-off X. And this is your best player on the offensive side. Find a way to get him going. That's the matchup that you need, the short stick on the defensive side.
Maryland scored 5 goals on that goal in the second quarter. Richmond quickly strikes. Face-off is won by Crater. He takes and scores! A Fogo goal for Maryland! And a quick answer.
That has to be one of the most deflating things you can see if you're this Richmond team. You score, you finally feel like things might go your way, and 4 seconds later, the other team is already celebrating.
First goal in Crater's career. It's Kelly, only returner with multiple goals. Keegan finds him. Kelly, nice move. Nice save, Vigue. He's just had tough looks, I think, all day. Schuller's been working on O'Neal all day, and the only time that he wasn't was when O'Neal scored, when O'Neal got that switch. He's trying to beat him. This time he does. Aiden O'Neal starting to get going. That's his second.
It's a good way to get yourself going just a little bit more after the goal on the face-off from Maryland. But you get a good save right here from Vigue. That's tough at point blank. And that sets everything up to switch sides offensively. O'Neal, this is a tough matchup against an uber-aggressive defender in Will Schaller. And just takes it with that shoulder down the alley. That's a terrific finish.
Terps do have it. Pass up top, it's Dowd. Extra pass for Armitage. Great save by Vigue, who's been excellent in the second half.
Yeah, he looked antsy to shoot that one. First time got to see him get the touch, and maybe not the best shot for him right there, though.
So now here comes Richmond's offense. A pass down low, and somehow McDaney gets there. Logan McDaney will clear it himself. Snowball for Spanos. No space. That's good closeout there by Packard, who's been playing both ends so far today. Spanos inside. It's Kelly, the hat trick. It's 9-2 Terps.
The ball movement has been so fluid for Maryland offensively. A lot of questions whether these guys would mesh together, move the ball well, especially here in the first game. It's February 1st, and we got ball movement like that. Kelly on the board for the third time in this game.
Here's O'Neal. He's got Schaller again. He beat him last time. Can he do it again? He tries it. Kick save, McDaney. And it's going to go out of play. Richmond. 20 seconds left. Man up. If you're Richmond, this just feels like a must-have. Outball back over the far side. It's Slate. That's a good look for outball denied. Loose ball scooped up. McDaney there again. How good has Schaller been today?
He has been phenomenal.
That's Gorno wearing 47. Scooped up 208 ground balls before coming here to Maryland. McDaney with yet another save. Bryce Ford. 20 seconds now. Terps need to have a bit of urgency. Keegan comes around and scores his third. 10-2.
For his adversaries after scoring his third goal already here in his debut in this uniform. And that's just really nothing new for John Tillman. He loves to schedule like that, so his teams are tested.
There's a pass to Armitage. Flag flies on a hit on Snowball. Terps are going to be man up again. Urksa behind the goal. Comes to the front, lost possession. And it's going to fall into the stick of Tommy Stool. Kelly for Dowd. Can he have space? No. Great find! Urksa! Back post! The ball movement today for Maryland has been sensational.
Felt like it was about time that you were calling out a Braden Urksa goal because it had just been too long. Urksa, one of the most talented players on this Maryland offense the past couple of years. And for him to be quiet this much throughout the game, and Maryland put up 10 goals before him.
O'Neal's got to stop on a dime and pass it back over to the far side. Nothing has come easy today for Richmond. Another save for McNaney. And believe it or not, these two teams have the same amount of shots on goal right now.
In their state, in their county, Dubik, a guy who's getting more run today in the extra man opportunities. He was one of the best players in the entire state at Churchill. I mean, when you think of blue and green, you think of the Bulldogs.
That's a nice save by Vigu.
But this Richmond team schedule's very difficult early on in the season. That's no surprise.
There's the freshman Pickard. Working on Kohler, and Pickard scores! There's his first college goal. And Richmond is really high on the kid out in New York. They started him today, and he opens his account.
That's tough. The stick of Kohler was all up in his business, still find a way to get the hands free. It's tough competition up there of schools like Princeton.
Yeah.
And those other competing Ivy Leagues that are up north as well.
Well, that's the thing, you want to try to establish a pipeline up there. You could sell a Maryland kid just on being Maryland, as McNaney scoops up another save. Again, it's 27 again. Guarding O'Neal. He seems to have really taken over that take on the top guy role Ajax Zapatello had last year, as McNaney again with the save, but he was caught out looking for the ground ball, and Richmond takes advantage. I think Lucas Littlejohn was there. It was just chaos in front of the goal. You can see McNaney going out for it. It's just scooped in. A golf shot by Littlejohn. That's a great goal. With so many new pieces and parts, Terps are looking like a well-oiled machine right now with 5.5 to go. Here's O'Neal. He turns and beats Will Schaller again. That's his third of the day. And number 5 in red is as advertised.
He's been really good. He got shut down on a couple of opportunities in the first half, but he's turned up a notch here in this second half. And it's tough to beat 2-7. If you can get your hands free for just a second, that's all you might need if you're O'Neal.
2 Loyola Dons, they're exceptional at scooping ground balls. And Ben, if you're a Maryland fan, that kind of reminds you of Chorus last year, a guy who scooped up ground balls on the wing. As the Terps get another, it's Urksa. What a performance for Maryland.
That's a result of having a guy like A.J. Larkin on your face-off wing. He wins you the ground ball, and this is too easy right here. Urksa can't be unmarked on the crease like that. It's just a lapse of coverage right there from the Spiders, and he's going to score that 10 out of 10 times, just like the number on his back.
So he's worked with this group, and he's now produced 2 really, really good polls for Maryland in Larkin and Lake.
You know that MIAA is no joke.
Absolutely. That's a great find on the far side, and a goal for Littlejohn, his second. And the Spiders are not giving up.
A great pass there from Creo. Found a way through the seam on the right alley and just did a great job of finding Littlejohn right there on the crease.
That's an excellent find on the back post. But Richmond now has a 4-1 advantage in this fourth quarter. 2 years ago, this is a guy with a cool story, the former Catonsville Comet. He played some midi for the Comets, but he just got beat there by O'Neal. Aiden O'Neal is not giving up until the final whistle. He gets by Trey Brown and sticks it past number 19. So the Terrapins just going to run this out. This is a Richmond team that has given Maryland some trouble. Never beaten the Terps. but it was always close. Today, just not the case. A dominant performance for Maryland, a statement from last year's national runners-up. They take it 12-7.